In a time when the stars whispered ancient secrets and the winds carried tales of bravery, there was a small village nestled at the edge of a vast and mysterious forest. The village was called Nyambani, and it was a place where the people lived in harmony with the land, the animals, and the spirits of their ancestors. Among the villagers was a young boy named Kofi. Though he was small in stature, Kofi was known for his courage and his unyielding spirit. His mother, a wise woman of the village, often told him stories of the great warriors who had come before him, men and women who had faced impossible odds and emerged victorious. Kofi dreamt of becoming such a warrior, but he knew that his time had not yet come. One night, as the village slept beneath a blanket of stars, Kofi was awakened by a soft, silver light that filtered through the window of his hut. He stepped outside and looked up at the sky, where the full moon hung low and large, its glow almost magical. As he gazed at the moon, he heard a voice that seemed to come from the very light itself. "Kofi," the voice whispered, "there is a secret I must share with you, a secret that only the bravest of hearts can know." Kofi felt a shiver of excitement and fear. "Who are you?" he asked, his voice trembling. "I am the moon," the voice replied, "and I have watched over your village for many generations. But now, a great darkness threatens this land. A shadow grows in the heart of the forest, and it seeks to consume all that is good and pure. You, Kofi, must journey into the forest and discover the source of this darkness. Only you can save your village." Kofi's heart pounded in his chest. The forest was a place of mystery and danger, where few dared to venture. But the moon's words filled him with a sense of purpose. He knew he could not refuse this call. "I will go," Kofi said, his voice steady. "Tell me what I must do." The moon's light grew brighter, bathing Kofi in its glow. "Follow the path of the silver river," the moon instructed. "It will lead you to the heart of the forest, where the darkness dwells. But beware, young warrior, for the journey will test you in ways you cannot imagine. Trust in your heart, and remember the stories of your ancestors. They will guide you." With that, the light began to fade, and Kofi was left standing alone in the cool night air. He knew he had to leave at once, before fear could take hold. He packed a small bag with food and water, and with a final glance at his sleeping village, he set off towards the forest. The path of the Silver River was not easy to find, but Kofi remembered his mother's teachings about the land and its secrets. He followed the signs, the glint of moonlight on water, the rustle of leaves in the wind, until he stood at the edge of the forest. The trees loomed tall and ancient before him, their branches intertwining to form a canopy that blocked out the sky. But Kofi did not hesitate. He stepped into the forest, and the shadows closed around him. For days, Kofi journeyed deeper into the forest. The trees grew thicker, and the light dimmer, until he could barely see the path before him. But the Silver River was always there, a faint shimmer that guided his steps. Along the way, Kofi faced many challenges. He encountered creatures that tested his courage, spirits that sought to lead him astray, and illusions that played tricks on his mind. But each time he faltered, he remembered the stories of his ancestors, their bravery, their wisdom, their unbreakable spirits, and he pressed on. At last, Kofi reached the heart of the forest, a place where the trees stood like towering sentinels around a vast, dark lake. The water was black as night, and from its depths came a deep, ominous hum. Kofi knew he had found the source of the darkness. As he approached the lake, the water began to ripple, and a figure rose from its depths. It was a creature made of shadow, its form shifting and writhing as if it were made of smoke. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent light, and its voice echoed with a cold, hollow sound. "Why have you come, little warrior?" the creature hissed. "Do you think you can defeat me? I am the darkness that consumes all, the fear that lives in every heart." Kofi stood tall, his heart pounding but his resolve unshaken. "I have come to restore the light," he declared. "You may be strong, but I carry the strength of my ancestors, the wisdom of my people, and the light of the moon. I will not let you take my village." The creature laughed, a sound like thunder rolling through the forest. "Foolish boy," it sneered. "You cannot defeat me with words." But Kofi knew that this battle was not one of strength or weapons. It was a battle of wills, a test of his courage and his heart. He remembered the moon's words and the stories of the warriors who had faced fear and darkness before him. Closing his eyes, Kofi called upon the light within him, the light of hope, of love, of the stories that had shaped his life. He let that light fill him, radiating outwards until it touched the shadows around him. The darkness recoiled, hissing and writhing as the light grew stronger. With a final, powerful cry, Kofi released the light, sending it surging towards the creature. The shadows screamed as they were engulfed by the light, dissolving into nothingness. The lake shimmered, and the darkness that had filled it vanished, leaving only clear, calm water in its place. The forest around Kofi seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. The trees swayed gently, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of flowers. The darkness had been defeated, and the light restored. Kofi knelt by the lake, exhausted but victorious. As he gazed into the water, he saw the reflection of the moon smiling down at him. "Well done, young warrior," the moon's voice echoed in his mind. "You have proven yourself worthy, and your village is safe once more. Remember this journey, for it is now part of the stories that will be told for generations to come." With that, the moon's light faded, and Kofi knew it was time to return home. The journey back to the village was peaceful, the forest now a place of beauty and life. When he emerged from the trees, the villagers were waiting, their faces filled with awe and gratitude. Kofi had left as a boy, but he returned as a warrior who had faced the darkness and brought back the light. From that day on, the people of Nyambane would tell the tale of Kofi, the young warrior who had discovered the moon's secret and saved their land from a great and terrible darkness.